Bob, about that dance we're going to tonight.
Now, I was going to speak to you about that, Elaine. I'm delighted to do the story, but my foxtrot and waltz are not what they used to be, and I...
No, Bob, this isn't exactly waltz.
Now, this isn't one of those boogaloo situations, is it?
No,
It's not like that?
No. Do you like old movies, Bob?
I like old movies, yeah.
Oh, well, you're going to love this.
Uh-huh.
The jitterbug was the rage in the 1940s and early 1950s. Basically, it was an outgrowth of a dance that was popular in New York in the 20s called the Lindy Hop. When Benny Goodman came along a decade later with his swing music, the Lindy became the jitterbug, and it hit big across the country. The jitterbug is a strenuous dance with quick, vigorous movements, accompanied at times with acrobatic gyrations. With a basic two-step dance pattern, there's endless variations of the jitterbug. There was the Shorty George, the Boogie Woogie, and the Susie Q. By the time the 50s rolled around, the jitterbug incorporated a little of the bop into the dance. But by the 60s, the bop sort of bopped the jitterbug out of the picture altogether. That is, it seems, until now. At the Avenue Ballroom in San Francisco, the jitterbug appears to be making a big comeback. This man here, Koosed, is responsible for the revival. He longs for the jitterbug days and is infecting his students with his nostalgia. Koosed packs his dance floor at $5 a head, showing eager learners how to move it.
Quick side, side, and stop.
Side, one, and slow, slow.
1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and slow.
The scene is somewhat reminiscent of old high school dances in the early 50s, with the boys on one side and the girls on the other, with too many left feet when everyone gets together. Then, of course, there's always a few who don't get up and participate at all.
Some people just have to learn that way, you know.
I know. Other people don't have to practice.
That's because some people are just natural dancers.
That's right.
You know, I've always just had a lot of talent for dancing.
I have. I never have to practice.
You know, that's right. It just sort of comes naturally, right?
Koosed says people want a jitterbug again because they long for the past when life was simpler. They want a dance that will give them a good workout, but will still allow them to be intimate with their partners. And oh, one more thing. We're told groomers are a very important part of the dance.
What got you stuck in the 50s, sorry?
Well, it's actually it's kind of funny because I really am stuck in the 50s. I mean, it's from my childhood. I always wanted to be a teenager in the 50s, and I was never quite old enough, you know. And so that music, I heard that music. I started listening to it when I was 9, and I mean that was my dream, to be a teenager in the 50s. A lot of people were like me, like wallflowers in the 50s, and they never got a chance to really get out there and boogaloo down Broadway, you know. So now we'll get a chance to do it.
Is this a cool dance?
Of course. Would we be doing it if it wasn't?
Why do you like the jitterbug?
Oh, it's fun. It's good exercise. Nice people.
What about the punk rock music and the new wave? Do you like that?
I hate it.
You don't like that kind of dancing?
There's no technique. There's no style. It's all just get out there and slam someone.
But here, it's a little different.
This is cool.
No, we bop.
Anyway.
We don't jitterbug. We do a little different dance, but it's adaptable to this. We do more of a this is good for us.
No matter how hard you try, it's pretty hard to sit still in a room that's jitterbugging all around you. So you don't. You find yourself a cool cat and cut a rug. is so good.
Boy, I needed this.
That was so much fun. I mean, I was so light on my feet, I could have danced all night. I was born a jitterbug. I just know Bob wants to dance with me again. Bob, that was so hep. Do you think we could do it again? You'd probably like to, wouldn't you?
Oh, sure, definitely. Is she kidding? That's the last thing I'm going to do. If I had to drag her around that floor one more time, I'd be in the hospital. I'm Bob McKenzie.
And I'm Elaine Corral. For segment 2.